All right, we're here with the CEO of USA Volleyball. Thanks for joining us. We spoke to the Iranian team yesterday, and they were very pleased with their arrival here at the U.S. and the way they have been received so far. I just wanted to also ask you a little bit about, first of all, your expectations for the two matches that are coming up here in Los Angeles. Obviously, a big Iranian-American community. What do you expect the turnout is going to be like compared to what happened last year?
You know, first, it's wonderful to hear that the Iranian delegation is happy with the conditions and the treatment. We try hard to treat all of the visiting teams in the correct and appropriate way. I expect two things. I think we'll have some really good crowds, which is great. Any sporting event is a lot better when there's a full house or close to a full house. We're certainly aware of the the popularity of the Iranian team and the large community here in the greater Los Angeles area. But I really expect two great matches. The World League is a very important event for both teams. It's really the last major event until the World Cup. Both teams have already qualified for the World Cup, which is the first Olympic qualifier. And that's the most important event for both teams. But getting ready for that event is difficult and important. And so I think these matches are probably increasing in importance than previous years because of that qualification.
The Iranian team, the biggest complaint sounded like was obviously the amount of travel that they had to go through to get here, the time difference, the adjustments. You're going to be going through that yourself when your team travels to Iran. How are you going to prepare the team for that kind of experience?
You know, generally these teams do this a lot. They're used to it. That doesn't necessarily mean it's easy, but they all have their own routines that they go through to make those kinds of adjustments. And you're exactly right. The U.S. team will start the World League in this country at home, but then we have 3 weeks in a row outside the United States on the road. We go to Iran, Russia, and then Poland consecutively. So it's very challenging. Getting yourself acclimated does affect performance. Different players deal with it differently, but we expect the conditions in Iran to be great. It's the first time a USA volleyball team will have ever visited Iran. We're very excited about it. We're taking a slightly larger delegation than we would normally, but we're looking forward to it. I think it'll be a great experience, and volleyball is very popular in Iran. Their team is a very popular team, maybe one of the 2 or 3 most popular teams. So I think we'll have great crowds there, and these are 2 of the top 5 or 6 teams in the world. So it's going to be a great match.
Talking to your players, what do they expect from tomorrow's match and Sunday's match with Team Iran? Obviously, they played a few friendlies, but Iran has come here with a different team. They have some new players on their roster. Obviously, they're dealing with some injuries. What do your players think about playing in Los Angeles with Team Iran? Obviously, again, going back to the whole crowd issue, I mean, does that really count as a home game, or with the turnouts that you've seen in the past?
I think we'd love it if every time we played in the United States, it was full of American fans and cheered only for the U.S. That's probably the dream, I think, of every athlete in any sport. But honestly, I'm quite sure, I've talked to lots of our players over many years, I think they'd rather play in front of a full house or a large, enthusiastic crowd than a quiet, sort of pro-American crowd. Again, I think these teams know each other pretty well. I don't know the specific injury situation or roster of, frankly, either team. I'm not that close to the teams anymore. But Iran is a really good team. They have come up in the last 5 to 7 years. They are clearly the best team in the Asian Confederation. They qualified early for the World Cup. They have an exceptionally good opportunity to qualify for the Olympic Games in Rio. That's clearly the #1 goal for all the teams in the world, be in Rio and pursue a medal in Rio. I think the matches are going to be great. They were great last year when Iran visited us. We expect the World League, which is certainly more important than friendlies, to be great competition. And I think we'll have great crowds, and I think that elevates the level of play for both teams.
And I have to ask this, any predictions for the 2 upcoming games?
You know, I'm a USA fan. You know, I want us to win. I hope we will. The World League is, as I've said, really important. I think both teams are really good, and if they're healthy, they'll be close matches. And volleyball today, particularly with men, I think, but certainly generally volleyball is a very competitive, close match, partly because of the scoring system, but partly because there are a lot of good teams, and Iran and the U.S. are among those really good teams.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Appreciate it.